Good morning. This is Aunt Beth. Welcome to my lamppost, the light I'm currently living in. So, let's talk money. I have a list of things to talk to you about, but when I asked the Lord this morning what he wanted to talk to you about, he said money. So we're going to talk money. These are my opinions. It's something that's been on my heart for a long time. But Proverbs says, a wise man scales the city of the mighty and brings down the trusted stronghold. So one of the reasons I think we are going to see our financial system crumble is because the Lord is the wisest person I know. And we are trusting in our money, not in him. Rather ironic when you consider it says on the face of our money, in God we trust. But most of us, we don't. The other reason is the book of Revelations, most specifically Revelation chapter 6, that talks about how expensive things are going to get. That it's going to take your entire income to feed yourself. So, that's rather gloomy. And I don't want to hear it if some of you believe that, I don't have to worry about it because the rapture's coming and I don't have to talk to the hand. Okay, no. First of all, that's not the way God works. He took Noah through the situation that he did not escape. Because you could kind of say he escaped because he was in the ark, but he was there. He took Elijah through the famine. He took a whole bunch of people. He took Daniel through war. Okay, there wasn't an escape where they protected, but that's a rant for another day. So, my opinion is that there will be a lot of natural events that will bring down our financial system, and it will change. Because of who we're trusting in, what we're trusting in, but also because I believe that we're in the end times. So if you don't have $1 gazillion and you don't have the money, much less the airplane, to fly yourself to New Zealand or wherever people with $1 gazillion think that they're going to go, what do you do as a normal person? Well, you can take some proactive steps to minimize the risk to yourself. And there's a lot of financial people that talk about getting out of debt, whatever. I think the most important thing that you can do is start practicing hearing the voice of God now. What is he saying to you? Where if you make a mistake in hearing and implementing what he says, you've got a bit of a runway to recover. Things can change quickly. Remember how fast things changed with COVID. Things can change very quickly. But also, if you're free of the situation, you don't have to worry. I mean, I can remember my first medical mission. We went to Guatemala. And they asked us when we were boarding the plane if we had anything to clear, like more than $10,000 in cash on us. And both myself and Dr. Bob just laughed. I think I had like $10 on me. It's just like, okay, no. So if you're out of the system, there isn't any fear. But what do you do as a practical person? Because the Word does commend people who see tough times coming and take steps, you know. It says, I think, something in Proverbs about the wise person sees the trouble coming and hides himself or secures himself, and the foolish just keep going on. Well, first of all, practice your hearing, because when things get dicey, you need to know what to do. Secondly, I would take a look at food and water. And you take a look at the book of Revelation. It talks about food and water, the water being poisoned, and the food. And stock up, if that's what the Lord tells you to do. Obviously, you want to be out from under control of whoever is trying to change the system, which means getting out of debt. And this is just my opinion. Remember, this is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I think how we responded to COVID is a really good example of how the government and other people around us are going to respond when the financial system is attacked. And people get a lot more intense about their money than they do their health, unfortunately. This is not meant to be a Debbie Downer. The reason I'm talking to you is that to encourage you. God does not want you to fail. He wants you to succeed. He wants you to succeed, though, on His terms, in the sense of depending on Him. Navigating the troubles ahead with supernatural wisdom. So I would encourage you to start practicing hearing His voice now. And I asked the Lord if there was anything else that He wanted you to know as a takeaway. I believe what He said to me is, let go of your money. Hold tight to me. So that's my security blanket. What's yours? It can be a tricky thing. You know, without intending to, you start depending more and more on your bank account. When you have money, you don't have to pray. You don't have to seek God for what do I do and where do I go. And because you got money, you don't have to listen. But we're getting a 5-minute warning. We're approaching the end game. Things are going to get serious. And I want you to be prepared. So seek God today. What would He have you do? Okay? So that when the world is rocked, you're not rocked. It's going to be okay. God's got this. So, have a fabulous day. All God's best.